to corners. I will make them remembrance.
I will scatter them into what?
I said, I will scatter them into corners.
I will scatter them into corners. We were scattered throughout the four corners of the earth, accursed for serving other gods. Yeah. Go ahead.
I would make the remembrance of them to cease from among men.
I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Now no one remember you Israel now. You say you Israel now, they'll look at you like you strange, like where you get that religion from? Where you get that understanding from? The remembrance of our people have been erased from common man. Y'all see that? It was amazing when I first found out that I was an Israelite, or that that who God's people were. I couldn't believe it. Of course, there was something in me that always knew something. Like, it's what's up with these particular people suffering in the earth like this? I knew it was something about it, but I couldn't put my finger on it. But when I figured that out, when we came to that truth, that was a great understanding to come to. Because that's the beginning of understanding and knowing yourself. That's the beginning of the understanding of the Most High. You're trying to find out about the Most High when you don't even know who you are yet. Now that we found who we are, that gives us the understanding of why we're suffering, why so many things are happening against us, why the nations have conspired against us, the reason we lost our identity. All these things come into full understanding at this point now. Read.
Verse 26. I said, I will scatter them into corners. I will make the remembrance of them to cease from among men. Were it not that I feared the wrath of the enemy, lest their adversaries should behave themselves strangely, and lest they should say, our hand is high, and the Lord have not done all this.
This is what they're saying now. Because the nations are high now, they are saying that the Most High didn't do this. That everything just happened by chance the way things are today. That's what they're telling you. It always happens. Everybody get their chance. Everybody was enslaved. Everybody, okay. That's game. You're the Jews. Let's see. Show me in the Bible where you people came into the cargo slave ships. And I can show you that you actually financed the slave trade. Show me. Give me proof of the children of Israel running into Russia and into Poland and into Germany. Okay, if you don't want to give us biblical proof, give me some historical proof. When did that happen? Geographically, in 70 AD, that would have been impossible for them to run into Europe. Out of Israel, they would have got destroyed. So show me at what point geographically your people got into the areas you predominantly were at when you were displaced into Israel and called yourself Israelis. Do I have my marker with me here? I want to show something here. You have that marker? Good. I want to show something. Where that board at? I want to show y'all something before I go into this. Hold that for me real quick. I want to, can they see that? Hold up. I want to show y'all something, right? And this is the importance of understanding Hebrew. Right? I'm going to put it here, then I'm going to show y'all here, alright? This is the importance of understanding Hebrew. Let me do it here. Let me write it here. I want to show y'all something here. I will attempt to show you how the Masoretes or the Jewish people tricked everyone. A play with words. But you can only break this down on a scholarly level. They know that the normal layman will never even go into this. To show you the level of their deceit. Here's the level of their deceit. I'm going to show you how some of these guys operate. It tell you in Jeremiah, the 8th chapter and the 8th verse, that the scribes would scribe in vain. The scribes are the Jewish Masoretes. When these people gain control as the Jewish people in about the 11th, 12th century under Judaism, they constructed some scribes called Masoretes. M-A-S-O-R-E-T-E-S. Masoretes or Masoretes. These Masoretes were employed with the tedious task of making sure the Old Testament and New Testament get rescribed in Hebrew. All your Hebrew Bibles from the Jewish Publication Society, the JPS, are Masoretic text. Now that's important to understand this. It's important to understand this, that all the text is Masoretic text. You have to understand this to know who the Masoretes are. They were scribes. These scribes had a purpose. First of all, their first purpose was to strike the Most High's name out of the Old Testament altogether and inject the Tetragrammaton. The Tetragrammaton was originally orchestrated not in Israel, but in Europe. Do your research. The Tetragrammaton have no African or Israel influence at all. It's all European. Linking back to the knowledge of the tree of good and evil and the Kabbalah. So what did the Jewish people do? They injected their God. That's number one. They put their God's name in it. Number two, now this was a trick. This trick here gets you once you start figuring out your Israel. They understood the Israelites would start figuring out that they are people of color. So they had to inject themselves as David, as Solomon in different places, by injecting the word Adawam. I'm going to show you how they did this. Adawam means Edom or blood. But they had to change and inject this word in different passages to make you think that Adam, David, and Solomon was red. When we know that according to Genesis 25, who's red? Edom. Esau. So the Masoretes purposely, and I'm going to show you this. It was easy to do. Look at this here. What's the difference between these two words right here? One letter is missing from one of the words. That's the only difference. So there's not